I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? Let me change that background to them. There we go. There we are. What's good, everybody? Salute, salute. Good morning. Good morning, man. Trying to get a routine down. Kerry Cox is in the building. Salute to the son of the legend. Trying to get a routine down, man. Allah Wise is in the building. Salute everybody watching us on X. Salute everybody watching us on YouTube. Let me see. All right, trying to get this routine. Okay, there we are. Good morning. Just Knicks is in the building. Salute. I'm coming through here with my morning voice. Man, what's good, everybody? Thank you for joining us on the premier Knicks in the Morning Time show, the Knicks Morning Drive. Salute, everybody. Salute, salute. So I didn't have a topic prepared for this morning, and so I apologize about that. But I did want to come in. I felt like it was necessary to come in and rock, since I have this weird schedule going on. I'm trying to figure it out. So I'm gonna let a few more people come in the door before we get started. We're probably gonna try to rock for about an hour, maybe 45 minutes, something like that. So I'm just to ask you to get your questions and stuff in the chat. Get your topics in the chat so that we can get this conversation going. Right? We can have us a nice, decent, full conversation. I know my camera is off, everybody. I just want to do something real quick. So yeah, everybody, salute. Kerry Cox. Man, you know that's make-believe, bro. Cox, you know that's make-believe, bro. That's the calculator guys. The calculator guys are mad that they messed up about Ryan Dunn. That's the calculator guys, man. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to blame the calculator guys for everything, boss. That's the calculator guys mad because they dream of Landry Shamet saving the world backfired, and now they got to make up something else. We don't need Ryan Dunn because we have Landry Shamet. What do we need, Ryan? What do we need a 21-year-old or a 20-year-old elite defender straight out the package? What do we need with him for when we could just get two guys out the G League? Landry Shamet and Matt Ryan can do what a first-round pick can do. Yeah. Cardiac Knicks is in the building. Salute. And listen, I don't have anything against the calculator guys, man. You know, I love the dudes, right? I love my calculator guys, right? It's just they were like in our face with it. Y'all remember that? The front office did a genius move. We got the first 2 picks in the G League draft. Y'all remember that? Anybody remember that narrative? Anybody remember the G League draft narrative? Remember they were like, oh, we're geniuses. We got the first 2 picks in the G League draft. That was a sweet move. Anybody remember that? And the whole time, the best 2 dudes on the G League roster was TJ Warren and Chuma Okeke. And we out here talking about Matt Ryan and Landry Shamet. Yeah. It's wild, man. And yo, I'm not trying to beat like a dead horse, but I'm like, yo, when did we get away from basketball? Like when did we get away from basketball? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when our conversations used to just be centered around basketball and not calculators? Anybody remember that? Just Knicks, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm Chuma. Chuma should have been up here. I think it's all about money, bro. I think the Chuma thing is all about money. Knicks will be 25 and 26 champs. He says Jericho, Precious, Huck Porty, or Mitch. Who gets traded? I don't think the Knicks are going to trade anybody, to be honest with you. I think that personally, I think the roster is perfect. I think Tibs needs to use the roster. Right? I'm not a big fan of Matt Ryan. Right? Landry Shamet, I can deal with. Right? I can deal with Landry Shamet. It's just my frustration with Landry Shamet is that you bring in a 6'4" guard because he can shoot, and then he winds up being a 6'4" guard that can defend. How many 6'4" and under guards do you need on one roster? We have only 2 6'6" wing players that play for us. In an era of basketball where teams have rotations with 4 or 5 wings in it, right? Teams legit will have 2 bigs, 4 wings, and 3 guards that they rotate, right? And we're out here, our guard rotation is Brunson, who's a top 5 guard in the league, right? Then you have Deuce, Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet, Josh Hart. And we only play 2 6'6" wing players. 2 6'6" or taller wing players, I should say. And it's disturbing to me Of course, it's disturbing to me, but at the same time, we know who we're dealing with, right? When you know who you're dealing with, you shouldn't be surprised, right? And I'm not knocking Tibbs. This is not what I'm. This is not a Tibbs slugfest. I don't care. I don't care nothing about that part. This is not a Tibbs slugfest. I don't care. I don't want to get into a Tibbs slugfest. I don't want to bash Tibbs. That's not what I want to do. I wasn't prepared to do that this morning. I just wasn't prepared, man. I ain't even gonna front. It wasn't what I was ready to do. It's not my bag right now. So how y'all feeling about the roster though? How do y'all feel? Do y'all feel like we needed to make a trade? Yeah, I feel like a trade is necessary. Building blocks, salute, man. I see you. Building block says, I'm not feeling good about this roster long term. Now, long term, which is a great point. Long term, I don't know. Right? I'm glad you put it that way. Right? When you say long term, that makes me think differently. When you say long term, that makes me think differently. Like, I don't know how I feel about the roster long term, to be honest. Short term, yeah, I can see. I can see an adjustment needs to be made. Right. So and here is where I think we need to start with our adjustments. Hit him up is in the building. Salute. Here's the first adjustment I think that needs to be made. Which center is going to be here? Right? Are we investing in? Thank you. Hold on for just a second. So I think we should start our conversation as fans with the conversation centered around the competition between Ariel Hukporty and Jericho Sims. Fritz Alcindor is in the building. Top Notch T is in the building. Let me put the joint here, man. I gotta get dressed and be at work in a few minutes, y'all. So I'm just sneaking in a show real quick. Because I hadn't been the last couple of nights. I think we should start with what's going on between Jericho Sims and Ariel Hukporty. Because Precious is going to be here, whether people like it or not. Mitch, we have no idea because we don't know what Mitch is. The Knicks don't know what Mitch is. The NBA right now don't know what Mitchell Robinson is. And the center market, Fritz Alcindor is in the building. Salute.
Hey, what's up?
And the center market, bro, is a weird market right now. Where you saw Nick Richards get traded for. Did Nick Richards get traded for Nurkic?
No.
So Nurkic is still in Phoenix?
Nurkic is still there. They're still trying to trade him.
See, that's bad. That's bad, man. See, if Nurkic was in that deal, it'd have made it easier for us to move Mitch, I think. But
they offered to take him, but they wanted a first. They wanted a first from Phoenix to take him.
And Phoenix can't give up a first because they're trying to trade.
They only had that one first that they just turned into 3.
Right. That's why I'm thinking I don't know if there's going to be a market for Mitchell Robinson and some of the usual suspects are not trading key pieces because a lot of the usual suspects that you can dump salary on are now playing teams.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so now you're like, well, who do you trade Mitch to? Mitch doesn't really have a market. You can't force him anywhere.
Yeah, I think there's definitely teams if the Knicks wanted to trade him. There's definitely teams willing to take him, but they're gonna take advantage of the situation. They ain't gonna pay you top dollar for when they don't have to.
You got what? You got teams out there? I don't have any teams. I'll be honest.
Like right now, like Dallas would be a good spot with their issues right now.
Dallas? How?
I mean, like Dallas may want a center, and not just for the rest of the year, and then trade him out in the summer. I think Mitch is a good deal because he's ascending, and he has basically expiring next year. But he's a good talent, but they're not going to pay you for the talent portion until he proves it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right now, he's just a contract.
So Derek Lively is out for 3 months. That's interesting. Yeah, when I'm looking at the usual suspects, bro, like Detroit is not going to trade for Mitchell Robinson. Right? Why would they? Why would they disrupt their groove and they're better than they've been in 15
They're not going to give you something great. They're not going to give you something good in return at this point. I think they take them, but they're not going to give you a good return.
I don't see it, bro. Why would they trade that when they're 2 games over 500 for the first time since the Blake Griffin trade?
Yeah. I think the teams that would be interested are teams that are looking to do a big trade this summer. So yeah, teams looking to do a big trade this summer. You don't want to do anything with Brooklyn, but Brooklyn is probably.
What does Brooklyn have to offer though?
I
I don't know if Brooklyn has Anything
No,
in there
they
from
probably
their
want some asset. Nothing that we really need. Nothing that we need at this point that they're willing to give up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what yeah, like the usual suspects, usually Washington, Charlotte, Brooklyn,
Mhm.
Detroit, Utah, New Orleans, Portland. The usual suspects are, especially for centers, I'm like, nah, they're nah.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are teams that need centers, but they don't have any. There's nothing they want to give in return. Like Pelicans can always use a center,
Yeah.
but there's nothing in that price range. There's nothing for them to send back that
And
I think they'd
and their
be
arrow is
willing to
pointed
give.
in a different way. Their arrow is
Yeah.
not pointing towards
Yeah. They're
improvement. Their
punting for the
arrow,
year.
yeah.
Yeah. They're going to punt for the year and try it again next year, but I think they'd be interested in him, but they're not going to give you. They're not going to give you Jordan Hawkins. They're not going to give you Trey Murphy. They're not giving
No,
you Herbert Jones.
no.
So yeah,
They'll give you CJ McCollum,
yeah, but he makes like 30, 20, 30 something
but
million.
but what would the Knicks need with CJ McCollum? Money is
Yeah, he
money
makes too much.
aside. Yeah, money aside, what would you do with CJ McCollum? You can't play
A
him and
lot.
Jalen Brunson together. Nah. No, see, no. You think CJ McCollum improves the Knicks? Money aside.
Yeah. Money aside, yeah.
You see something I don't see. I need to look at something, man. Because I think that dude sets us back.
No,
Yeah.
I mean he's a secondary like ball handler. Like he's
I don't see him as a on-court improvement over Josh Hart. I don't think you can play him.
Josh Hart brings something different to the table.
Yeah, no,
It's a different,
clearly.
different type of player.
But you
But
can't
if you
play.
needed
But
it, but if you
you can't
wanted
play
a,
6 dudes at one time, though. You got to take somebody off the
yeah,
floor.
I'd love to put Josh Hart on the bench, but you
Yeah,
need someone who's good enough to put Josh Hart on the bench.
yeah. I can't see a world where your backcourt defense is Jalen Brunson and CJ McCollum.
Yeah,
And at least with Josh Hart on the floor, if he's not gonna be an elite defender, he's gonna bring you big man stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
what if it's the other way? Because I know you're talking about if you're slotting Josh Hart at the shooting guard, you're talking about putting another shooting guard. But what if you slide everybody down?
That's not what I'm saying. That's
Huh?
not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying something the opposite. What I'm saying is you can't put 6 people on the floor. So if you
Yeah,
add CJ McCollum's offense only,
yeah.
you take away Josh Hart's Swiss Army
All
knife
the other
stuff.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you take away that second element of rebounding.
yeah.
Right.
I know, but I wasn't even speaking about McCollum. I'm saying what if it's the other way and you just slid everybody down, took Josh Hart off, and then made McCall the shooting guard. Everybody slid down, and you got a power forward.
But who would be your power forward? Because if you slid everybody down and went out and got a power forward, who would that power forward be? Mets, what's good, bro?
Not much.
Yeah. So who would your power forward be if you slid everybody down? That's the question.
I don't know. I don't know. They wouldn't trade him, but they may trade him if the deal is right it would be expensive. But Tumani Kamara, I do like him. Like really good
Wing player.
defender.
He's a really good wing player.
Kind of a wing player. You're kind of like putting a similar player as
Bridges and OG. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
you're kind of putting another one in there.
So what's the question here? Who to get rid of Mitch for?
No, that's not what we said. No, we were talking about the is CJ McCollum a fit for the Knicks? Regardless how you got him.
I don't think he is.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, CJ McCollum in my mind is a good ball handler, but he's not big, right? He's an inch taller than Jalen Brunson, right?
Mhm.
And so while he's a combo guard, he's not a. He would definitely solve you can't trap and zone and clamp and bracket Jalen Brunson with CJ McCollum on the floor.
But you wouldn't solve the scoring issue or the defensive issue, whichever one it is.
Yeah. I think it's both in my mind.
I know, but do you like Hart in the lineup over what we saw last year with Dante?
Right now?
Yeah. No. Did you think last year's lineup was better than this year's?
No. It ain't even close. Did you know last year's lineup did not include Cat and Mikal Bridges?
I know, but like if you could have gotten Dante back
this year.
No. If you could have had Dante back, would you have kept Dante in the starting lineup, or would you still have Hart still there?
I think you'd keep Dante on the bench at that point.
I'm confused by the question.
No.
He's asking if you were able to keep Dante while getting rid of Randall to get Cat, would you have Hart still in the 4 slot, or would you put him on the bench and put Dante in the 3 slot while moving OG up to the 4?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Tibs doesn't run the traditional power forward, shooting guard, small forward. That's not what we do here. We have a ball handler, 3 wing players, and a big. So we don't have a traditional 6'6" shooting guard. We don't have a traditional 6'8" small forward. We don't have a traditional 6'10" power forward. And our power forward, the guy, and just think about what you see. Do you see 2 bigs at the rim protecting the paint?
Nope.
You don't, right? Do you see 2 guards in the backcourt working in tandem? You don't. Do you see a person in between them doing big man stuff and little man stuff? No, you don't. You see 3 wing players. You don't see the traditional point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. The Knicks don't do that. And to be honest with you, most teams don't do that anymore. That's not a thing that teams do anymore, right? Because the pick and roll offense has made that traditional lineup obsolete. Because when a point guard gets your traditional Rudy Gobert type center in the pick and roll, the power forward can't scramble. The Karl Malone power forward can't scramble to the corner or out to the wing to contest 3-pointers. And if they do,
you leave the big
you're not able to rebound. So instead of forcing guys to play those traditional roles, you get wing players can do a little bit of all these things so that you'll never be in a disadvantage. And the Knicks definitely don't do it because Jalen Brunson is not a point of attack defender. Jalen Brunson has to be hidden on defense. Jalen Brunson is not going to guard the point of attack every night. He's not going to do that. As a matter of fact, we tried to do that in Utah against Utah, and Utah blew the brakes off us. That's what I'm saying. So the traditional, when we were in that mindset of basketball works in this point A to point B type thing, is not how basketball works nowadays, right? Because
Well,
now a team with three wings playing against a team with a traditional power forward will get their eyeballs shot out by the 3-pointer because a traditional power forward is not going to guard a traditional wing player from that 3-point level and closer. It's the reason why a lot of Knicks fans were frustrated that Julius Randle didn't scramble out to the corners to cover threes. And I understand, like in that basketball sense, you say you put 5 guys out there. 5 guys should be able to play 5 traditional roles, but 5 guys can't play 5 traditional roles. It's just not how we play it today. The optimal thing today is run a mismatching offensive system that highlights getting open 3-point looks.
and highlights the efficiency of the ISO pick and roll scheme.
Yep, that's teams run the pick and roll so they can create mismatches. The Knicks run 5 out to highlight mismatches to get disadvantages.
And that was something that pissed me off about 10 or 12 years ago when Jackson took over, or 11 or 12 years ago when Jackson took over, and he tried to put us back in the traditional sense with the triangle set. And as we all know, it didn't work. I was just basically banging my head against the wall, wanting to shoot the guy for basically sabotaging a team with a system that they were not comfortable with.
Right.
No one ran the triangle 24/7 all the time anymore. Jackson didn't evolve with the time, so he got the boot.
Yeah. And so the point that I'm getting to, and thank you for that also, Mitch. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That's what I'm pointing out, that just adding CJ McCollum as another diminutive guard that can, to me, adding CJ McCollum to this mix is just like bringing Cameron Payne off the bench, in my mind. If Cameron Payne got the same number of shots that CJ McCollum got, you get the same result, because CJ McCollum doesn't, when you look at his numbers don't blow you away with any, like CJ McCollum's not a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, he's more of an up close to mid-range shooter.
Yeah, he shoots 37% from 3 right now. Again, getting all the shots he wants, he shoots 37% from 3. And I think Josh Hart is in that same range or higher from 3 on less usage.
Yeah, because just when I look at on the like deadline, I just kind of wonder, like, what is their ideal situation? Is it to make up for Dante? Is it to yeah, and there's not many shooting guards that fit that mold anyway.
Do you need a shooting guard or a guard that shoots?
You know what? Honestly, I would change a lot. I think there's just way too many small players who aren't point guards. Just too many.
Okay.
Like I know people. I know, Deuce is everybody's favorite. I think having Deuce and Cam, I'm not opposed to trading Cam because Deuce is there. I don't think Cam will be back. So if you can find a deal where you use Cam next year.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, if we had to do a deal, I wouldn't mind trading Cam because he's not going to be back. And I think he has decent value. And with picks, could you get someone larger? Could you get someone who plays, someone you can bring off the bench? So we're just not mismatched all the time. because you're either coming off the bench with Deuce, Landry Shamet, or
Or Matt
Cam,
Ryan.
and that's just
Matt Ryan. Yeah.
it's too small.
And the problem is Ryan doesn't get a lot of play time unless it's garbage time because, again, Tin Man prefers to keep his bench restricted to no more than 4 guys at best he will trust to do anything off the bench. And those 4 are Deuce, Achua, Shamet, and Payne.
Too small.
Yeah.
It's
Salute to
like-
my guy Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie in the building. Salute.
Yeah.
AK, what's good? AK, 2 tears in a bucket. What's good, y'all?
Yeah. So what I would do, I would definitely get some size.
Yeah, but the question is, will Tibbs even use that size? My
Yeah.
answer to that obvious question is a definitive no. He hates using bigs off the bench.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the things that I
Like
would
he never
suggest
uses
is,
Sims or Hokapori or even Dadier, or seldom uses them.
I think the golden chip for us is Tyler Kolek. I think that's our golden piece. Now, the thing is, I don't want to trade Tyler Kolek. I want Tyler Kolek to be here for the long term.
Yeah.
But if Tyler Kolek or whoever can be used for a young veteran wing that's on a pretty cheap contract, I say do it.
If it's long term, if it's a long term,
If they're if it's
I see too many people putting him in trades for players who are going to expire this year. It's like, nah, you don't do that.
But again, the problem is, even if we trade away Kolek, like the problem is that once again he leaves because we have a coach too stubborn to change his ways or widen the bench.
right, we understand that point.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's not a new point. We understand that.
Yeah, and the Knicks are kind of handicapped this year because we were kind of shut out of free agency.
What?
Like we skipped it. Remember, we skipped the beginning of free agency because
we didn't.
for Hartenstein. Remember, we was waiting
No.
around. We used
Nah, bro.
no, but
Come on.
no, I know Freezie. I know your point, but I'm just saying, if we go into next year and then with free agency, and we're like first, we're picking with everyone else, I think we'll be better this next year.
Now, let me.
I'm not gonna hold on the campaign.
The Knicks were not shut out of free agency. The Knicks got the prize free agent this summer in OG Anunoby, right? OG Anunoby was an unrestricted free agent, and we re-signed him. And think about this: if OG Anunoby had not played for us, and we signed OG Anunoby, the entire conversation would have been different. Oh man, we got OG, Bridges, and Cat all in the same summer. And guess what? We got OG, Bridges, and Cat all in the same summer. OG Anunoby was an unrestricted free agent that could have took anybody's money. Right? OG legit could have took anybody's money, right? But he took ours.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we couldn't get anybody outside of OG because we were restricted because of the amount of money that we had, then I'm fine with it. We got OG and Cameron Payne. I would prefer that as opposed to 5 Cameron Payne level guys.
Yeah. The only reason we got Cameron Payne is because he got arrested. If he didn't get arrested, we wasn't getting him.
Yeah, he used the fake name. Yeah, I mean, and the only reason why we drafted Pacom Dadier is because the Knicks paid out of his professional contract, right?
Yeah.
The only reason why we got Tyler Kolek is because we paid him first round pick money, right? We legit paid Tyler Kolek money of a guy that would have been drafted between 21 and 28, or I'm sorry, 19 and 26, something like that.
Yeah.
Right. So the Knicks were smart in the moves that they made, I think. Right. It's just we didn't necessarily explode out of the racing blocks like teams thought we would. Part of that had to do with Mitchell Robinson being injured and then Precious getting hurt in the second half of the last preseason game of the season, of preseason. If things were different, if we were able to pull out some of those wins, if you remember, as a matter of fact, Landry Shamet got hurt in preseason also, right?
Yep.
So if Landry Shamet doesn't get hurt in preseason, if Precious doesn't get hurt in preseason, if Mitch was here, I think the Knicks probably have a better record coming out of the box. But upon the Knicks returning, upon Shamet and Precious returning, you start to see the Knicks stabilize into more of what they had intended to be, as opposed to what they were when those guys returned. And reasonable basketball fans would understand that the first few games, the first 25, 30 games of the season, we were legit playing. Tibs was coaching with one hand behind his back. A brand new starting five, 3 rotation guys out, and we were still the 4th seed in the East. And at this moment, now Tibs is still kind of coaching with one hand behind his back. A little bit, because Mitch is out and the roster has basically turned over in front of our face, and we're still trying to figure it out. But in time, I think it'll be better. But at the same time, Knicks fans expect more, because this is the same excuse we face every year. This is the same thing every year. We like, well, the whole roster turned over. This many guys are out. What is Tibs doing? We're what's the word I'm looking? Calloused. We're callous to it, because it's the same grind every year. We face with the same. Tibs got dudes out due to injury. The roster is turning over. All these new players. Tibs got to break guys in. And so we've been hearing this for 5 consecutive seasons. And now it was like the dude in the story that said the sky was falling. After a while, people was like, hey, you know, the sky, whatever. Or the not the skies, but the dude that kept saying the wolf was coming, and the wolf wasn't coming. And then when the wolf did show up, he ate everybody because nobody listened to him. That's where I think we are with it now. At the same time, do I think Tom Thibodeau can do a better job with rotations?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Every rotation, offensive rotations on the court, defensive rotations on the floor, substitution patterns, right? Not just in quarters or in games, but over weeks, right? Like say, for instance, substitution patterns, in my opinion, should be adjusted. Like the other day, we had a back-to-back, and we didn't see Tyler Kolek, Ariel Hukporti, and Pacom Dadier. That's the exact, in that Brooklyn game was the exact place where I think you should have saw Pacom Dadier, Tyler Kolek, and Ariel Hukporti.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't.
And we haven't seen those 3 play since the Milwaukee blowout.
Right.
But again, Tibbs only winds his bench when it's time for garbage, whether we're getting our asses kicked or we're doing the ass kicking. It's just a pattern that I'm getting to the point of screaming, enough is enough.
Right.
What's the point of drafting these kids if he's not going to develop them? I have the same issue with the New York Giants. Shane drafts pretty good, but Dable refuses to develop the kids. And then scapegoats everyone, his coaching staff, when things don't go his way. Now, granted, Thibodeau hasn't gone to that length yet, but when push comes to shove, he will do it sooner or later.
Right.
And that's what's gotten Thibodeau in a lot of trouble. I mean, Minnesota being the biggest case in point.
Yeah. So Fritz, what do you think the answer is? Because I think I understand where you're coming from when you mention your frustration with how Tibbs handles it. Is there a clear and present answer for the things that you feel like Tom Thibodeau is abusing?
I don't think it's a Tibs question. I think it's a Leon question. But what will Leon allow? If Leon allows it, then it ain't no other conversation.
I mean, then again, Leon is a guy who will give away draft capital like candy for established players. There's something that to me usually screams red alert. Don't do it. Don't do it. Build through the draft. Let the kids try to develop.
Yeah, we ain't got patience for that. I think everybody he's paid for. Yeah, we weren't getting McCall any other way.
Right.
We weren't getting Cat any other way. Right. It isn't Isaiah Thomas where you're just out the gate offering way too much.
Yeah.
The deals that we've offered, like he's held out, and there was no other way to get these deals done.
Okay.
So I can't be mad at that. I think another wing player, most likely. Yeah, another
Deadline's
wing
on
player.
the 6th this year, right?
Oh, I didn't hear you.
The deadline's on the 6th, right?
The 6th, 2 weeks from today. Yeah.
Yep. 2 weeks from today.
I thought it would be 2 weeks from tomorrow.
That's still close.
Yeah, it's always a Thursday.
Yeah.
But that would mean the 5th.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Yeah,
2 weeks. The 6th is a Friday.
It's usually on a Thursday.
Oh, right. You're right.
Yeah. Either way, it's still two. Yeah. Yeah. Either way, right? So the thing is, y'all. I honestly think the Knicks are gonna do basketball stuff at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like basketball stuff. All the roster building stuff is out the window. Like I don't think they're gonna trade for a guy that they think is gonna be a guy worth something in 3 years. And I also don't think they're gonna do the calculated gymnastics. I think in this moment here, they see where they are deficient, and they're going to shore up deficiencies for a deep playoff run.
Yeah, I don't think there's any calculated gymnastics to do. It's not. Yeah.
I think the main thing here is, so first of all, I just want to say this to everybody: the G League stuff is fake news. Right?
G-League. You mean TJ Warren, the all that little stuff?
Yeah, all of that stuff is fake news. The G League is not nearly comparable to what happens on the NBA floor on a night-to-night basis. So anything you see go on in the G League, you see Deuce McBride get a triple-double and dunk on somebody to win the game. That's not happening on the NBA. Deuce McBride can't even get to the rim and dunk in the NBA, right? Mm-hmm. And so what I would say, if you see the Knicks make a move for somebody, it's somebody to fit a role. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see the Knicks make a move for Torrey Craig from Chicago, since Chicago is blowing it up. Mm-hmm. Right? Torrey Craig would be basically a bigger version of what Landry Shamet does.
Especially when you consider how much money they blew just to get someone like, say, DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
And how much money they blew to get Lonzo Ball. Mistakes that backfired as both men get injured on a constant basis in Chicago. Right?
Yeah.
The Torrey Craig type move is definitely something I can see them doing. Somebody, I don't know how much Torrey Craig makes, but I could see the Knicks making
2.8
for
2.8.
somebody in it. Yeah, I was gonna say somebody in that $3 million range where you could legit flip one asset for one asset and both sides are content with what they've received.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if there is a Mitch and Precious move for a power forward that can also play minutes at the five,
No.
and a $20 million power forward. I don't see the Knicks doing that. I don't think that guy exists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what I could see is Landry Shamet moved out of the rotation for a bigger version of what Landry Shamet does. And it's not because Landry Shamet's a bad player, but if I could find and I know Torrey Craig is 6'6", I think, so 6'5", 6'6", something like that. But if we can find a guy 6'8" to do what Landry Shamet does, then I think that would probably be the move that they make. That way, you won't put Deuce. You won't have a problem putting Deuce, Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet, and Precious on the floor at the same time. Because the thing is with our starting lineup is I'm not talking about traditional point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. Our traditional lineup, we're short at every position, right? The only player in a starting five that's not short for his traditional position are Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns. Everyone else is in a traditional sense is short for their position, right? Right. Brunson is short for his position. Josh Hart is smaller than Zach LaVine.
Oh yeah.
Josh Hart is smaller than Bradley Beal. OG Anunoby, while he's solid,
is still small.
Is short for a traditional 6'10" power forward.
Or even a 6'8" small forward.
Right. And so if you,
which is where he usually gets slipped in. He's usually the small forward.
Right. Yeah. Oh, so in a traditional sense, I mean, not in a traditional sense, but in a sense of what do you do to shore up deficiencies, right? Because I think Knicks fans have a problem with we give up too many points at the rim and we don't rebound enough. And right, the cure-all to both of those would be bringing in a guy with size that does those two things. Right? Landry Shamet is not the answer to rebounding or rim protection.
No. I kind of went Shamet as a situational player. I kind of want him, if you can kind of squeeze him out in an emergency situation. If there's an injury, Landry Shamet's in the rotation.
Right.
But I don't want him in the rotation if there's not an injury.
Right. I think the move is coming though.
Yeah, I definitely think and most of the trades I've kind of like proposed have been small, like not big money. Like you said, $4 million or less players.
Right.
Players on rosters that teams could lose. Like, they have a lot of picks coming up this year and they almost have a full roster, instead of letting the team someone walk, trading for a player that fits the team. So, I don't know. So, I know the names I keep coming up with. Tamani Kamara, of course. I think he's not
big either, though.
No, but he fits a lot of positions. Like he can play small forward, power forward. He plays a few positions. He's like 6'8".
Yeah, because he's a wing player.
Yeah,
Kamara is, and for those that don't know who he is, he's basically a wing defender and opportunistic scorer.
Yeah.
Right. That's it. Like he's not gonna sauce you up some night for 37, right? And 12 assists. He ain't gonna do that. He don't have the handles to do that.
But we don't
Right.
need that.
But Fritz, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, I'm just describing who he is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, he's not a future 20 and 10 player. It's not that.
and he's young.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So how old is he? I think he's 23, right?
23.
So he's young, right? And basically he's gonna be, if the Knicks were to acquire him, and they won't, because Portland's not crazy enough to trade somebody with that. He's gonna be Robert Covington, right? That's who he's on pace to be at some point. Prime Robert Covington with the Sixers, not with the Timberwolves, right? That's who he's on pace to be, right? The Portland's not going to trade that guy.
Yeah, I know they love. Yeah, they love him.
Yeah, because of what he does and because he's cheap. He's cheap, right? Why would they trade a cheap all NBA player for whatever the Knicks throw their way? Because the Knicks won't have, in theory, won't have the resources to get him. Yeah. He saying his name right now is just like saying LeBron James's name in theory.
Yeah.
Because neither team is going to trade that player for scraps.
In my reasoning, it wasn't that. My reasoning, and I do think it's an outside chance he can be traded, but I think they really wanted Danny Advia to be the guy, and he hasn't been that guy.
Right.
So if they get rid of Advia, that conversation's over. If they keep Advia and they try to make it work, maybe they'll move him. But yeah, Danny Advia was supposed to be the guy. They gave up a lot.
They gave up a lot for him.
Yeah. They gave up a lot for him.
Yeah. But that's not how basketball works.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not how, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. And so the thing with Portland, I don't see Portland making a move. I think the only move that fits Portland right now is firing Chauncey Billups and bringing in a developer of talent. Right, because clearly they can't move Anthony Simons. They can't move the Grant brother. Mm-hmm. Right, they can't move a lot of the pieces that they have. Right, and so if you can't move they can't move DeAndre Ayton. Right,
and those are all big numbers. Big
numbers that they have a playoff salary and lottery production. Yeah, that was the Knicks legit to me. Yeah, D-Bucket says Patrick Williams. I think Patrick Williams is in that Denny Abdia range of salary.
Yeah, it's one of those, and he's probably one of the worst contracts in the NBA, right? But the only good thing is his salary doesn't go up. It's like 18 across the board.
Yeah,
it doesn't, increase, but he putting up 9 points, 4 rebounds.
Yeah.
Whew. I mean, that's rough.
Yeah.
The only way they can get me to take that contract is if which call goes with them. Cody.
Yeah.
Kobe. Yeah, Kobe White gotta go with him because that's an ugly contract. That Patrick Williams.
Yeah.
Can't be any worse than the Albatross contract we gave Joakim Noah years ago.
Yeah.
How much does Williams get a year?
No, 18 for 4 more years.
Oh, that is kind of an albatross in this game. This year.
Yeah. When you kind of looked at him and said, "Oh, he'll get better over time." He actually got worse this year.
I mean, if you're
Yeah.
paying him $4.5 million a year for him to be this bad, he plays for Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want him.
Nope.
I mean, we don't want Cameron Grimes back from Dallas because him and Tibs will constantly butt heads. I mean,
And
Quentin
plus he wants a new contract.
Yeah.
And he turned down real good money.
$50 million. Yeah.
from
That man
Dallas.
turned down $50 million. So,
You mean Grimes?
and he'll get Quentin Grimes will get $20 million. Somebody's going to give him $20 million a year, and we're going to laugh in their face. But at the same time, we didn't think Quickly was going to get 30 plus million, and he got 37
from Toronto.
Yeah. He gets paid $12 million a year more than RJ Barrett.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
What's RJ getting?
25. It's close to 26 million is what RJ is getting. Yeah.
For what, 3 years?
3 more years. Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah,
3 years.
Yeah, 3 more years. Yeah.
I mean, on the one hand, for RJ, he's playing at home, but on the other hand, in Toronto, but on the other hand, it's in a rebuild. It's now seems to be in a rebuild since the 2019 title.
Yeah. Yeah. But in terms of what the Knicks can add, though, in terms of what the Knicks can add, I think the best case scenario is the Knicks can add Chuma Okeke to the roster. Because when you look at Kamara's defense, and when you're looking at a thick 6'7" athletic defender, if you would have asked me to describe Kamara at the beginning of the year, I'd have said Chuma Okeke. That's what I would have called him at the beginning of the year. Now, as the year progressed, Kamara's offense has gotten slightly better, right? Like he's able to score in transition now. Like when they get out and run, he can do things in transition better than he could before, right? But I'm still not. If you're asking me, would I trade something for Kamara? I would say no. I would legit give those minutes to Pakem Dadier, who I think has a higher upside.
I like Dadier. I just don't know what. Tibs is Tibs.
Yeah, Tibs is Tibs, right? But as just to needle the calculator guys, if we'd have just drafted Ryan Dunn, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Ryan Dunn is twice a defender. Chuma Okeke is and Kamara right now, this moment.
They consulted.
Phoenix legit said, nah, we want Jimmy Butler, but we don't want him bad enough to trade Ryan Dunn. And for anybody that doesn't know basketball, for a front office to say, we want a Hall of Famer, but we're not going to trade our first round guy that we just drafted for him. That should be a message to everybody that first of all, Uncle Freezie is a genius, and two, Ryan Dunn is a heck of a player.
Yeah, even the trade, people are underestimating how complicated this for Phoenix to trade for Jimmy Butler. How complicated this trade is going to be. That's probably why it's taking so long.
Because Phoenix wants something in return, and you can't blame them.
No, it's going to be like 5-6 teams. It's going to be, yeah.
But it doesn't have to be though. The salaries match.
No, which one ain't gonna take it? Nobody wants. What you call it?
Bradley Beal. Who you talking about? Bradley Beal?
Bradley Beal. Nobody wants Bradley.
Both of the dudes are underperforming, bro. Both of them. Jimmy Butler's not setting the world on fire. Neither is Bradley Beal. Ironically, Bradley Beal is in a weirder situation than Jimmy
I know,
Butler.
but you can rest Jimmy Butler. He's like, okay, he shows up in the playoffs. Nah, nobody wants Bradley Beal. That lengthened contract. No,
Yeah.
nobody wants it.
Bradley Beal's got what, 2 years left? Oh,
Yeah, nobody
Bradley
wants
Beal's
that.
got a year left. Bradley Beal has a year left after this.
No, he got more than that. He got more than that.
Nah, he signed it 2021, bro.
No, he signed it last year.
He signed it last year?
He signed it like, I think, was it a sign and trade getting him over there? He signed it last year.
I thought in 2021 he signed a 5-year deal.
He had a contract last year.
No, you sure? I gotta check. I trust you, bro, but that's the first. I don't remember Bradley Beal extended last year. Bradley Beal extended last year?
No, I don't think it was an extension.
But what would Brad? But what good is he to Washington now? He's useless.
Yeah, he ain't in Washington.
Where is
He has 2 more years.
After this one, right?
2 more after this year.
That's what I thought it was something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was something like that. I just couldn't figure out. I couldn't remember exactly what the years were. I knew that it was something like that. Yeah.
I think he opted. Did he opt out and they do a sign and trade? I'm not. Maybe that's what happened last year.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Yeah, he's got 2 years after this one. If you're Miami, man, there's no way you can. Jay Boogie, what's good, bro? I just got a few minutes, man, left before I gotta get dressed, man, and go ahead to go to the job. So get on these phones, do the late night weekend shift. Fritz Alcindor, I need to ask you a question, bro.
Sure.
Which borough has the best high school point guards?
Brooklyn.
You would say Jersey City is not a borough. Jersey City is its own city thing.
Yes.
But you would say Jersey City, New Jersey has the best basketball players in the tri-state area, right?
Currently?
Ever.
I don't know. Come on. Believe me. I was right over there and I spent a lot of time in Coney Island. I spent a lot of time in Coney Island. Nah.
What? I don't understand what you mean, bro. Hey, Jay Boogie, what's good, bro?
What's going on with y'all?
Ain't nothing, man. It's cold, bro.
That's good weather. Kills germs. You can dress better. You know, summertime is hot. You just throw on a t-shirt, pair of shorts, sandals, that's it. You get the dress, man. That fly gear you got. Do you see how you looked yesterday when you was on that show? You can't do that in the summer. Come on now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Winter colors, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Winter colors. You know what I'm saying? Go get that winter gear.
The best point guards come from Queens, man. Y'all need to stop that, man.
What?
Stop that, man. Where Kenny Anderson from?
I don't know.
Where he played at?
I don't know. I know Bobby Hurley's from Jersey City.
You gonna mention Bobby Hurley after I mention Kenny Anderson, especially what he did to that man in college? Really?
Yeah, he won the battle, but he didn't win the war. Where was Kenny Anderson at when Duke was raising the championship trophy?
Huh?
At home. Kenny Anderson did Bobby Hurley, but he did him.
Kenny Anderson was Queens, yeah.
Okay. What Kenny Smith played at?
He was definitely Queens, yeah.
Yeah, Kenny Smith from Queens, New York. Yeah.
Yeah. Where Mark Jackson play at?
St. John's. Mark Jackson, the infamous Indiana Pacer, Mark Jackson. He from Queens. Where David Rivers from? David Rivers is from Jersey City, bro. None of them dudes can say they were Magic Johnson's backup. David Rivers can do that. That's my. He not my brother, but he my brother, right? David Rivers. Drafted by the Lakers.
I like David Johnson. I like David Rivers. He was an ill dude at Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame, Digger Phelps,
Yeah,
yeah.
I used to watch, like, I used to, like, during that era, I used to look and see what guards are getting ready to play one another and all that, you know what I'm saying? One of my favorite matchups was him and Rod Strickland when they played against one another in college.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, man, I think we got too many, too many legendary point guards, you know what I'm saying? You know, Skip to my Lou.
Mm.
You know, should I say about guards that should have went but didn't go, like Greg Boo Harvey? I mean, but that's never here nor there, you know what I'm saying? That's not here nor there. But I come up here for a minute, man. Y'all guys talking about fits. That's our problem. We trying to make everything fit. We got enough fits on this. What about what doesn't fit? And what doesn't fit? See, for real, on our team, Jalen Brunson's the only one that can really get a bucket outside of the system. Everybody else is getting buckets inside the systems. Right. Now, Towns can make a move here and there, but can he like really clear it out, move out the way and go get a bucket? Brunson is the only guy that can do that on our roster. Right. You know what I mean? That's why he's top 3 in double teams. Double that dude. Right. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean by that is, like, what's out of fit? We don't have a scorer coming off the bench at all. We don't have a scorer coming off the bench.
Right.
You know, when you're in the shot clock, them guys is top of the shot clock, middle of the shot clock type guys. Deuce, Shaman, Cam. Them guys can't get a bucket with 4 seconds left, on the clock, 3 out of 4 times. They can't. So what I'm saying is, why am I going to search for somebody for a need that I don't want to search for somebody when we got them right there in our own backyard, man? Y'all keep not wanting TJ Warren, but TJ Warren is younger than Craig, and he's bigger than Craig. And Craig can't score like that, man. That man get buckets in all phases. Craig don't do that. Craig is just a catch and shooter. He can't clear it out. None of that. At 34 years old, he's 31, but he's healthy. He's healthy, y'all.
For the first time in a long time.
It don't make a difference. He's healthy right now. So if he's healthy, go use this guy instead of trying to. What we need to do is get Ryan off that bench. Get him out of there. What is he doing? You mean tell me TJ can't fill that spot?
He's holding up the spot.
He's holding it up.
Yeah, but they can't put him on a 2-way though. That's funny.
I don't need him on anything. That's my thing. Right. I don't need him on nothing. Get him out of here.
Right.
I don't need him just holding the roster spot.
Yeah, right. What are we even talking? We can't put Matt Ryan on a 2-way. Is that the conversation?
No, we can't put TJ Warren on the 2-way.
No. It's a spot open on that roster. It's a spot open.
Yeah, Matt Ryan is on a partial guarantee. Right?
We ain't got enough money.
That's why you clear out of space.
Yeah.
That's why you clear out of space.
Yeah. You got to trade somebody to clear out of space.
What is Ryan on?
Ryan's on a 2-way.
He need to be on a 1-way up out of there.
He need to be on a trailways.
And you don't even see them on the highway.
Yeah, you don't even see them. You got to be a 60s baby to remember the trailways. That's the red stripe on the side.
Exactly. They don't made the trailways into the Peter Pan gambling buses. They ain't even existed. Man, it's great. But I'm waiting on Leon, man, February 6th. But I ain't gonna hold you up. I know you got things you got to do. I just want to come up here, and do my due diligence. That's real quick. But to the chat, man, the family, man, we got to do better with this like button, man.
Yeah, man. Y'all hit
we got to do better with the like button. What we should start doing. When you come on and you hit that like button, text what number you text. When you hit the like button, whatever number that came up, text you use that number.
Yeah, put that number in the chat.
You know, the like button is real simple, man. And this man, he deserves a like button, man. A like button, he deserves more than that. But a like button, y'all, come on, man.
Yeah. Hit that like button, and for all the Knicks content creators too, man. Y'all go to their joints, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to them channels, man, because we rock with
Absolutely.
them.
Yep.
We rock with them, man. All the platforms, man. You know what I'm saying? We legit go up there and rock with them. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. Support the people, man, so that we can get out there and be in that YouTube algorithm that's not really even an algorithm. That missed that ghost that they call the algorithm that we be searching for, that it don't even exist. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Jay Boogie, I'm with you on the moves, bro. I think it's incumbent upon the Knicks to think basketball first and money second. Right. I know you gotta think money. I know you gotta think budget. But the Knicks need to add some hoopers down the stretch, bro. Like, we can't legit just add a guy because he fits salary and then he not contributing.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta get some hoopers. TJ Warren out of NC State, man, he a bucket, bro. He has always been a bucket. And Chuma Okeke one day is going to be the president of the United States, right? Him or Malcolm Brogdon going to be the president of the United States one day, right? But right now, that dude is a super hyper athlete. Chuma legit is in the mold of OG Anunoby, right? He's in that mold. Is he as good as OG? Of course he's not, because he's in the G League, right? But he's that archetype, right? The only thing better than an OG Anunoby is two OG Anunobys, in my opinion. That's what I would do. You got to have different skill sets and variances in your roster. You got to be that way in order to be a champion. You got to get all the juice from the squeeze. Everybody got to be pulling in the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
We had some of that in Carolina. Oh my God.
I bet you they shut down school, bro.
They shut down the school, man. They shut down everything.
They
shut down everything.
The governor ain't even went to work.
And you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Like when the grocery stores, that's where they come up.
Yeah,
that's where they come up. Like Food Line. Oh no, they pushing all their brands to the front. All them other regular big name brands. No, you're not even getting sold. We need to make money for our own thing.
Right. Oh, I know. I was in there yesterday, elbow to elbow.
I'm gonna get me some breakfast, man. I just want to come up, man, rock with you for a bit, man. I'm on my little break right now.
Yep.
God bless you all.
Hey, thank you for coming through and rocking with us, man. I appreciate that, man.
No doubt, man. Much love to you, gentlemen, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Salute, with capital S's.
All right, thank you. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. It's 2 weeks to go. I think it's going to be active. I think it's going to be an active trade deadline for all these teams. I'm just hoping someone shakes loose. You know, you get a name and someone needs to facilitate and something becomes available that ain't supposed to become available.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's what everybody's just hoping. Something shake loose that ain't supposed to shake loose.
Like what? Like, what's your desired low-hanging fruit?
Out of teams that are I don't know. Somebody messes up and Cam Whitmore gets out there. You know what I mean? You know, they pull off something and Cam Whitmore is
a casualty.
A casualty on a second team, and the second team doesn't value, you know.
Or there's a 4-way trade going on, and the Knicks jump in as the 4th team, so they can get Cam Whitmore.
I mean that type of thing where the Knicks ain't hunting for it, but something shook loose.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Nah, no doubt. I'm with you on that, bro. I ain't gonna front. I think and I stated this before. I'll just say it again just for FYI though. I think the roster, in theory, what the roster should be is perfect. You have a number of bouncy big men, right? You have 2 elite wing players, 3 if you count Josh, 3 elite wing players, right? You have young guys at the back end of the bench that are eager to play, right? You don't have 27, 26-year-old former G leaguers that are injured that can't play. That used to be our thing, right? Charlie Brown, Dwayne Washington,
Good
Daquan
grief.
Jeffries. You have those dudes. You don't have those dudes here no more. You legit have dudes that are young and eager to play on cheap contracts, and they can play. They know how to play, right? And then in the middle, you have your veterans, your solid professional veterans, Payne, Shamit, Precious, Deuce. You have those guys that are steady for the most part. In theory, the roster, in theory, is the idea of it is excellent. The execution of what was given may not be excellent, in my opinion. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Did Fritz say something about Zion? Fritz, you know Zion is my cousin, right?
Is he?
Yeah.
No,
Legit.
I think a lot of people. A lot of people got it wrong because everybody's like, "Oh, Fritz wants Zion." I think he could be amazing, but I wouldn't do it just to do it. Like, it's weird. I think he's a kid with issues, and I think if he wanted bad out enough, and he was willing to commit to it, but he needs issues. He doesn't need. It isn't he's going to come to New York and just fix it. He needs a psychologist. He has some issues going on, bro.
Yeah, I think a lot of those players have issues, bro. A lot of humans have issues.
Yeah,
True.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I think he probably has like serious depression. Like,
yeah, I would say in terms of a Zion deal, I think if you get Cam Whitmore, I wouldn't do a Zion deal, right? And
Oh.
I'm not saying Cam Whitmore is a Zion type talent. That's not what I'm saying, right? What I'm saying is that if you can get Cam Whitmore cheaper,
oh yeah,
then you can get Zion. Then I would say do Cam. But
Yeah.
here's the thing. Cam Whitmore is not. If you say that about Zion, I think you may be able to say the same thing about Cam. There's always been like some little whispers about Cam. It's the reason why he fell in the draft. All the mock drafts had Cam Whitmore as a top 7 pick. Draft day come, he go in the 20s. Why is that? It's the same thing about the kid out of Duke from last year. Oh, I forgot his name already. And he had the first round pick talent or the top 10 talent and wind up going as a second round pick.
Oh, Utah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, with the babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wound up getting married, or boyfriend and girlfriend, something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So everybody's gonna have these, you could say the same thing about Randall, Julius Randall.
Yeah.
We could say the same thing about Josh Hart. Like, why is Josh? What is wrong?
It you know what? To be an NBA player, I think it's a lot of pressure. And also, since you're special, people treat you different, and a lot of things you can get away with in a small setting, but once the light's on you, it starts to show.
Yeah.
Yeah, because because I've known things about like some football players and basketball players. And like, dude, like life's a mess.
Are you calling that? Are you calling that RJ Barrett?
I'm no.
Are you calling
I
that
ain't
RJ
calling out.
Barrett in front of
I ain't
everybody?
calling no out no specific people.
It sounds
But
like you're trying to call out RJ Barrett, bro. It sounds like
yeah, but
So-
yeah, but there's just usually. I don't know. I just don't like when they have the Zion conversations like, yo, he's just eating his, he's doing all this stuff. Like, nah, there's a lot more going on than he just eats too much. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Fritz, do you see how big I am, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in bro, everybody's not built to be a Kenyan marathon runner, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just what it is. Every human is not built the same.
Mm-hmm.
Zion is a big dude, man. Zion's pops, my cousin. Zion's pop is huge.
Yeah.
He's huge, bro.
Yeah.
The problem is Zion's
I'm 6'5", and I think his pops is 6'5".
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but he had. But the thing is,
and we're bigger
the
than
amount.
Zion. I'm big, Fritz. Right now, I'm bigger than Zion, bro.
Yeah. No, like all of us are. Like most, like I think the resources that he has are unreal. Like the resources are resources that we can have. Like if it's just resources that I could have, like it'd be ridiculous. Like I lose like weight like so quickly because you have those type of resources, but he can't use them because I don't think mentally he can. I don't think mentally he's there yet.
Well, I would say it's a maturity issue.
Yeah.
That's part of it. We have to remember, like, these dudes are not 35. These dudes ain't 45 years old.
Yeah.
These dudes are under 25 with hundreds of millions of dollars.
That self-control hasn't kicked in.
Right.
That, just the lifestyle alone.
Right.
Like, and if you're determined, like as an adult, like if you're determined to do something, you'll sit your butt home and accomplish something. Someone at 23 years old, like he couldn't sit in the house if he wanted to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's probably been like that since he was in high school. So like he hasn't developed that discipline, and it's probably ain't nobody who could check him in his life.
Well, hey, let me what rock star have you ever seen not have this same issue?
No, I've seen it a lot.
About 90, I would say about 90 to me, about 99% of all rock stars have that same issue. You grind away at a certain thing that you love in anonymity. All of a sudden, you explode and are the most famous person ever in your mind. And all the trappings of fame and fortune come with it. And people are like, man, you're out of control. Bro, have you ever seen Prince? Prince wore pants with the butt out on him one time. bro, Michael Jackson walked around with a monkey on his shoulder, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, Madonna. I mean, come on, bro. What are we talking? What's my guy name? What's my guy from Kurt Cobain?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, bro. Elvis.
Yeah,
hey, bro. Juice WRLD.
Yeah,
bro. I'm telling you, bro. With the things that come with fame, bro, you have to be a special type of individual to get all of that stuff and not have that thing impact your life in a way. You have to be that guy in order to keep that stuff coming.
Yeah. Yeah. He probably doesn't. He probably don't have his family. Probably they didn't prepare. Like, you know what I mean? He don't have the right family. You know what I mean?
No,
right people. The right people around him.
No, Fritz. Let's not do that, bro. I know.
No, I'm not gonna talk about his whole family. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, his family.
He personally. No, but I'm just saying
His
he probably
family,
don't have the
his
person.
family super straight, bro. His grandfather legit has been in my house several times.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but I'm just saying his support system. It's like you have to.
Nah, that man family straight.
Yeah,
I don't want.
I know, but you have to work with your support system too.
Yeah, nah,
You
man.
have to work with your support system.
Them people super straight, bro.
Yeah,
I think
have to work.
that's a narrative. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not. That's Fritz's opinion.
Yeah,
My opinion is more based on direct interaction. Right. I know these people, bro.
yeah,
They straight.
yeah.
Right
No,
now,
but
if you're talking about
when I say it, I don't mean specific people. If you have a support system, you work with your support system. They could tell you to do everything in the world, you ain't gonna do it. They ain't working. You have to work. So it's up to him. He has to mature, or he has to hit rock bottom, and then
do you believe everything you hear in the media?
Absolutely not, because I know things about certain people, and the media is totally wrong about them.
Right. That's what I'll say to that, bro.
Yeah.
The stuff that you read in the media is gossip based on gossip based on gossip.
Yeah,
Right,
I think a lot of it's wrong. Like when people talk about they still go, oh, he's just, you know what I mean? Especially Stephen A. It's just kind of irresponsible, just the way they go about it. And when they talk about him, it's like, dude, that's
Yeah, it's similar to what they say about John Morant. Like I know John. I can leave and get to Teenham House in about 30 minutes. Right. It's the same thing they say about John. People say John Morant and his family. It ain't John Morant family. That's reckless. Right.
Yeah.
These people, bro. These people are good people. Like John Morant father legit took care of all those kids in the hood. Everything he did for Ja, he was doing for all those other boys, right? The only thing is, Ja was the one. Ja was him out of all them 50 or so kids that used to go to that man's house and eat dinner every day.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many overtime hours you got to work? That man worked night shift, get off, right? Get like 3 hours of sleep. Little boys start walking up to his house, nothing to eat. Their mama ain't cook or something like that. And T and his wife helping take care of all them kids, right?
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
I don't like the way.
Hmm?
Yeah, I don't like the way they do that story. Giant do a lot wrong, but the thing in a couple little mistakes. That's all it takes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think what it is with John is the pressure of success force him to make some stupid mistakes. I think he regret them. But when it comes to the Morant family, the only reason why they get a bad rap is because Ja became a top 3 pick in the NBA. If Ja wasn't a valued basketball player and just got a job, you would never know that Morant family was taking care of all those kids in the community. It would have been one of those stories that went under the radar, right? Of families taking care of people in the community. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna point out New York. If New York had more Morant families in New York, dudes wouldn't be riding bicycles with microwaves on their head. I'll say it like that. I'm not saying that the Carolinas is better. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there are a lot of great people out here that do great stuff, and they get a bad rap because one person makes one mistake that's public, and the media takes that narrative and paints everybody as idiots, and they shouldn't. Yeah, man. I mean, it's it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Headquarters been in my bro. I used to talk to headquarters every day. One time, I ain't gonna tell you the situation, but I used to talk to headquarters every day. One time, right? And people are gonna say his family. Nah, man, I'm a part of that group. I'm not close to them like that, but that's my mother's cousin. That's my mother's first cousin, right? And so when you hear people talk about Zion, like, yeah, Zion just need to do, Zion just need, bro, y'all don't know what Zion need to do. Y'all not around Zion every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're just going by what you hear, then that's unfair. And that's to every athlete. Like, if you're not, like, remember how they used to talk about Lawrence Taylor? Like, Lawrence Taylor man, if you knew Lawrence Taylor real story, bro, we wouldn't say stuff like is like I talked to Harry Carson a couple of times, right? And when he was talking about Lawrence Taylor, bro, Lawrence Taylor is like that man, little brother. Like, he loved that dude like with all his heart. Like, is Lawrence Taylor off the rails a little bit? Yeah. How did he get off the rails? Did he force himself off the rails? Or was he pushed off the rails? It's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of like, some people use sports as an outlet to get away from other stuff. Lawrence Taylor is one of them. Like, that rage and all that stuff that he used on the field is actually the rage that was created somewhere else, but he get to vent and use it on a football field. Right. And so that's all I'm saying about the Zion thing, man. Because Zion, if you ever met him, if you ever talked to him, you wouldn't even know that he was an NBA player, because he'd be talking to the Mets. He'd be like, yes, sir. No, sir. No, not yes, sir. No, sir. You know what I'm saying? These things. But then when we take certain things and we, you know what I'm saying? If you don't do what the media tells you to do the way that the media tells you to do it, if you get outside of that, then.
Yeah. That's why you need the media training. What, people let you know what looks like what. There's a whole, you know what I mean? They got all types of people to make you just look good in the media. But
if I was Zion, I would do Draymond type stuff, right? I would have my own media outlet, right? That way the media can't paint your picture. You paint your own picture.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I was Zion. If I'm Zion, I'm putting my own narratives out there. Because the thing about the media is, and I learned this when I started doing Lawrence Tears. The thing about media is, the more you investigate the media, the more you realize what they don't know. Like for instance, when I listen to Ian Begley, right? People say Ian Begley is locked in. And then as a fan of Ian Begley, I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what Ian Begley says. And then once I started doing Lawrence Tears, I'm like, so what is Ian Begley really saying? Wait a minute. Ian Begley is creating content. Ian Begley need clicks. Ian Begley works for an entity that needs consumers. Now, does that make Ian Begley a liar? No. What that does is is Ian Begley a content creator? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is Stephen A. Smith a reporter or a content creator?
He's more of an entertainer.
Stephen A. Smith creates content.
Yeah.
He's not a reporter. He don't report the facts as they happen.
No, he's for sure.
He gives his opinion on stuff that he heard.
Yeah. And it's also his role. He was a journalist, but on ESPN, he's not a journalist.
He's not a journalist.
Not on ESPN. He used to be.
He's a content creator. He
yeah.
creates stuff for you to tune into ESPN. And when he doesn't create those clicks to get you to ESPN, he won't be at ESPN.
Yeah. He's worth 20 million because he has to beat a draw. And he'll beat a draw. Sometimes he starts the drama sometimes, so you tune in. You wonder why he picks on the Cowboys every Sunday.
And the Knicks.
And I was like, don't you see it? And people get all upset. I said, don't you see it? He picks on the Cowboys every Sunday, and he talks about the Knicks.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's one of the things I just wanted to mention about cats like Zion, about Ja, And see, and I could speak to those because while I'm not in their circle, I'm adjacent,
Mhm.
right? And for my own reason, it's not because I can't be close to them. It's because I live my own life. I'm a grown man with my own stuff going on,
Mhm.
right? Like I ain't a groupie. I ain't gonna just be like, oh, Zion in town, I'm gonna go over there. Nah, that ain't me. I got my own stuff going on, right?
Mhm.
But the thing is with those guys though, when you talk about what the narrative is versus what's really happening, I think it can be very unfair if you don't know. If you
What
go
you're
by what people say, right?
Mhm.
Like if you go by what people say, it could be kind of dangerous. Like for instance, Zion with the porn star, right?
Mhm.
Right? People are like, "Yo, Zion just throwing away all that money because of such and such and such." But how many NBA players do that?
Believe you know what? There are NBA players I've known escorts, and I know the escorts.
Right,
I'd be like, yo, okay.
right, right.
Don't be picking on because they believe me. But it's also a different world too. It's a different world,
Right.
and being an NBA player and being a civilian, it's a different.
Yeah, yeah. These are the things that I'm talking about. Like, what I'm saying, these certain things, man. If you don't really, man, like the Zion, like Zion, bro, of all the players in the NBA, I think Zion is probably the most,
Picked
uh,
on. I
yeah,
think
picked on and the most naive out of all of them because he's a good dude, come from a good family,
mhm.
right? And as soon as he blew up, people started trying to attach themselves to him and making promises to him, and they trusting people that didn't have Zion's best interest at heart, like promising him all these different things. And then when things happen, people can't live up to their promises, and they done made money. Now they suing them and all types of stuff. And you're like, you know what? Yeah, this is for instance, what's the difference between Zion and Steph Curry? The difference between Zion and Steph Curry is Steph Curry had a father that had already been in the NBA
Yeah.
and been, and been through
He
and been
knew he
and-
knows the game. Like he knows the game on and off the court. He
yeah,
knows the media extremely well.
yep. And he knows all the trappings and all of that stuff beforehand. So you're not gonna step to the Curry family with no nonsense.
Uh,
Right? That's just basically what it is. Like I spoke with Del Curry in Charlotte, and I think I told you this, Fritz, before.
Mhm.
I was talking to Allen Houston, and it was weird because these dudes don't know me. It's just had these seats where people had to cross by to kind of go to wherever they were going. And so, you're like, hey, H2O. He, shake your hand. Hey man, how you doing? Take your picture and all that stuff. And I saw Steph and Del Curry was walking down the stairs towards us, like trying to get to the same exit that Scott Perry left. And I was like, man, I know you used to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And he's like, what? It's like, yeah, I used to play for Cleveland, man, with Mark Price. He's like, how you know that? I was like, I'm Uncle Freezie. I know these things, right? And so, and I look, and we just started talking or whatever, right? I was like, you got a son in the pros, right? And he like just like laughing, and I'm saying, just chopping it up or whatever. But the thing about the reason why I bring that stuff up is some people's path has kind of been Klay Thompson. His path was kind of made for him, right?
Mhm.
Steph Curry, Marcus Jordan. Marcus
Mhm.
Jordan path was made for him. He just wasn't good enough,
Yeah.
right? But guys like Zion and Ja that come from these small towns or whatever, their path is not made for them, right? They're learning, their family is learning at the same time that they're learning. And so they're going to make bro, come. If you tell me Zion Williamson made a mistake at 21, what 21-year-old man has not made a mistake?
Worse. Worse. Just wasn't on TV, wasn't on social media.
Yeah, that's yeah.
You know what I mean?
He made a
That's
mistake at 20. He got drafted number 1 overall at 19 years old to New Orleans. Bro, at 18 years old, a former president went to his college game.
Mm.
Right? At 18 years old. At 18 years old, a former president of the United States went to one of his college games. And we're out here saying that Zion is this and that at 24 years old. Right? That's what I'm saying. I just think we just gotta relax a little bit and cut him some grace. Same thing with RJ, same thing with Ja, same thing with Kobe White, Tyler Hero, all them dudes that came out of that draft. Right? These dudes get drafted and we don't know all the particulars of what happened. Right? The reason why I know is because my aunties and them will tell my mother and my mother will tell me. So even though I wasn't there, I can get the news from people that was actually there. Right? But then when I talk to others around the world, they'll say stuff like Zion is walking around the street with $100 bills hanging out of his pocket, throwing them at every woman in sight, when then nothing can be further from the truth.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll say stuff like Zion, all Zion do is eat. But then when you look at me and look at his pops and other people in his family and see that dudes are legit 6'5", 6'6", 300 something pounds, and we wonder why Zion is 6'7", 290 something. Right? Everybody's not going to be Ja Morant size, bro. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. It's just what it is. Should he be more disciplined because that's his job? Probably. Is it easy? No.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what it is. Right? Some people are built to walk around to be 6'8", 300 pounds, and we want them to be 6'8", 255 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So when it comes down to it, I do like the kid. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I do. I don't think it's not something I would do right now. I think at some point it may make sense. At some point.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think Zion to New York, in my opinion, is never going to happen.
True.
Not with this regime.
And
This
especially
regime,
with given how much
don't value that.
given how much weight he's gained, how much of a glass cannon he's been, now he's basically fallen off the cliff in terms of his productivity.
Still very efficient. But yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is the Knicks have chosen their superstar.
Yeah.
They've chosen their two stars to lead them into the future.
Yeah.
Their two stars are Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. Their support stars are Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. And in order for them to pivot off of that, they would have to retool the entire roster. Right? Because Zion in theory is a point jumbo wing that doesn't rebound in double digits at 280 pounds. And that's a problem. And he doesn't shoot the three well. So that's the problem. Now, does he score around the basket? Is he an excellent athlete? All of that? Yeah. But knowing his deficiencies, you would have to totally retool the roster to fit a jumbo wing that doesn't rebound and shoot the three. And that's difficult. Because even in Barkley's prime years, Charles Barkley was a rebounding machine. Right? Even Larry Johnson's...
Larry had to retool his game. He had to change his game.
Yep.
He had to change his game once he got injured.
Yep. And so even Karl Malone, right? Even Karl Malone was a pick and roll maestro. Like he knew exactly where to be every time. He had so much chemistry with John Stockton that they can damn near run the plays blindfolded, the pick and roll.
Yeah, it's automatic. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And Zion's not all of those. Zion is his own dynamic, different, unique entity. And somebody, you are going to have to put Zion with a point guard to think about. Fritz, when have you ever seen Zion, college or pro, play with an elite point guard?
Didn't. It was questionable. Yeah, it was questionable. Yeah, that whole Duke thing was questionable because you weren't sure if RJ was the point guard or yeah, you didn't. Yeah.
Or Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones was a point guard, but he wasn't an elite level point guard.
No.
You didn't know if it was Cam Reddish at times, like ball handling and stuff.
I kind of did there. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here, get dressed, man, do some stuff. I appreciate y'all coming through and rocking with us. I'll probably be doing this. I'll probably be on the phone till about 10 o'clock tonight, man, on a Thursday. That sucks. Anyway, things are what they are. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for coming through and rocking with us, y'all. Peace, everybody.
True.